Welcome back, Mongo Fix. Mongo got real good, buddy, with a 2500 Express van. You know, I did one of them white panel, no window things. Not in too bad a shape. Looked like somebody tried getting into the door panels and broke some things. Oh, Manuel stuff. You know Mongo like Manuel. Door seemed pretty good. Just a touch eating on the bottom. Uh-oh, that door doesn't release. Oh, a little rod knot in. Okay. Hinge broken. Okay. Had some wasp nests in it. Nice, comfy, cozy interior here. It's got the big, nice boom booms. Back bumper on the weight reduction kit, you know. You know, that's heavy. There's a 14 bolt. You know, semi-floating. Looks like a little bit of delamination going on in the axles. Not bad. That's what happens when you don't put mud flaps on your car. All the salt and road grime and dirt, it just gets thrown to the back of the car, and then it rots out all the metal pieces that it hits. So if you want your car to last a long time, be sure to get some good mud flaps on it. Make them wide, make them tall. That way you don't get crazy delaminations. Well, the back looked pretty good. Nice custom shelves, some things. Got a little potential hole in the floor starting. Gonna need some quarter panel spots. And look like inner and outer rockers. They just gone. Oh, you got trailer brakes. Somebody was in here messing with a distributor. Wonder why they were trying to take that off. Looked like an oil leak somewhere by the intake. Might be the intake gasket. We'll have to get that back together. Luckily, there are a random pile of parts here. Old distributor rotor. Missing spark plug wire and plug. Yep, just a couple random parts. Mongo pretty sure that's why it's not starting. It was a joke. Well, under the baby hood here, well, there's a computer. I got lots of corrosion all over it. Gotta love these 90s vehicles. Airbox. Dusty. Very dusty. That is quite the dusty air filter. Got oil. Probably needs a good change. Coolant. Real dusty coolant. Don't see no coolant in there. Just a touch down there. Need some more coolant. And Mongo took the battery out. Got her in there charging. Luckily, Mongo got a battery that'll fit this thing, but the one from this, we see what it'll do. I'm gonna start by just putting this back together. Not sure why someone was taking it apart. You know, this is always the trouble with picking up somebody's leftovers or sloppy work. No idea what they did. No notes, no nothing. Of course, you never know how competent these type of people were. So Mongo liked to just start over. This rotor that we found in here, it worn. And there's no distributor cap, so Mongo run up to O'Reilly's and just pick some up. These only go on one way. If you'll notice, there's two little alignment posts. And one of these is farther away from this hole than the other one. That post is real close to that hole. That post is further away to that hole. There's the screw holes, and that one's real close. That one's further away. So that tells us which way this thing will sit on there. Just like that. And the kit usually comes with new screws that have a little bit of the blue Loctite. Most all of these distributor-related components, they're all T15 or T20 Torx bits. This is just a rotor. It's going to spin around like crazy. These bolts or screws don't need to be super tight. Snug them up, that little extra oomph, good to go. Pick up a new distributor cap. And again, this only go on one way. Not that way. That way. It comes with new bolts as well, which is good. That means Mongo can get rid of all these bolts that were just laying here, because no idea what they went to. You should never have leftover bolts when you're working on something. And again, not crazy tight, snug, and that extra oomph. It looked like somebody might have turned this thing. Mongo gonna loosen up that distributor cap because don't think it right. Got a little 13 millimeter on there, just gotta loosen her up. And for you young kids out there, you know, before there was solid state ignition, all the cars did timing manually. And they did that with a distributor. That seemed much better. So when you move this distributor, when it twists side to side, that changes the timing of the ignition sequence. So it looked like somebody was in here either messing with timing or the thing wouldn't start at all. Not sure yet. This is why we start from scratch, but at least this puts it back to about where it should have been initially. There really was not a lot of twisting of this distributor for this generation because of how it worked. Got one coil up here, and it feeds the electrical spark energy into the main distributor. As that rotor spins around and hits all these ends, that delivers a spark out to one of the spark plugs. So we have to reconnect all these plugs. This one being the main coil, it goes to the C, and then we have 8246 on this side, 1735 on this side, even in odd numbered cylinders. So we just have to line those up in order, and for a Chevy, odd numbered cylinder is always on the left. Cylinder 1 is closest to the front of the engine. Even cylinder is on the right. Number 2 being closest to the front of the engine. And it looks like somebody went through and wired these, so we're just going to confirm the numbers and plug them in. Do notice that, you know, when you look at these, they all pretty flush, and then that one not. Sticking way out or way in. That could cause a problem. Now, luckily, that's an easy fix. This is just a little boot that slides over the wire. So you can just reach in with a pair of needle nose, carefully grab that tip, and pull the wire out. And it's just going to slide along in the inside of that boot. So now we can attach that, and we know we have good contact from the wire onto the distributor cap. So it looks like now we're good to go here. You know, Mongo checked to see if there was an air filter, but Mongo did not check to see if there was mice in the bottom of the air filter. So we got to slide this guy out of the way. Maybe knock it out, it's kind of dusty. There we go. Some cute little guy was trying to make a home in there. So we'll get that out. Get a battery in here. That one looked pretty good. Always fun when you touch it and all the things start to come alive. Well, let's see what happens. Get a key. Evidently that battery not very strong. Engines need 3 things to function. They need air, or oxygen specifically, but they need air. They need some spark, and they need something to blow up, or something to combust. So we'll have to see. Maybe there's no fuel. Maybe there's no spark. We know they're air. One thing the Mongo know, when you key on, the fuel gauge don't move. It's sitting that way over full, so it's not doing a gauge check, and there's a check gauge is light too. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean the fuel pump's bad. That could be just the sensor in there, but that's a good place to check. So with key on, you can come to the fuel tank and listen. See if you hear a motor kicking in. Mongo no hear no motor. So they're pretty good chance fuel pump bad. Well, we find out that there's no fuel and no spark. That way too much of a coincidence. So Mongo's suspicious. Mongo called back good buddy and tried to get a better story what happened to this thing, and come to find out at some point the gauge cluster was replaced. Not exactly sure why, but that mean, their module in the gauge cluster, it got to talk with the body control module and all the other modules of the car and the PCM, powertrain control module. So it's possible something happened in between there. Mongo figured pull these panels off and take a look at some of these modules. Luckily, these express vans super easy to work on. Everything just pops right out. And then you just got your headlight switch over on the left side. Unplug that harness. Now we can easily get to all these modules and see what's going on. Well, Mongo threw the key in to do a fuel pump test here and noticed the security light didn't go away. So there's something intermittently going on here with security. So Mongo's doing the relearn process. That's where, you leave the key in, security light stays on, so you leave it there for 10 minutes. And then that thing will go away. It'll shut off, and then you shut the key off for 5 to 10 seconds. Turn it back to the on position. Security light will come on and stay on. Wait another 10 minutes. Once that goes off, shut it back off, 5 to 10 seconds. Do it one more time, that whole cycle. Then when it's shut off, turn the key off, 5 to 10 seconds. Key it back on, and then it relearns the keys. And then you can swap in whatever other keys you got within 5 seconds of each other, and it'll do them all. Then it should start. So maybe the security thing, part of why it's not getting fuel or spark. So Mongo's gonna run through this, so see you in 30 minutes. Pretty sure there's something going on with the security, which is disabling the spark and the fuel. So Mongo's just tied in here to, this is the signal from the PCM, or the computer. Tied in there with an little LED tester thing Mongo made up real quick. And then got the other end jumpered over to the battery positive, which is running up there. And right now the light's on. What should happen is that when you crank the engine, that should flash. So let's see. And it just stayed solid. So that means the PCM is not sending any signal for spark. Now, there's a couple different things that could cause that. A bad crankshaft position sensor could cause the PCM not to send the signal. A bad PCM, the security thing, which that's already in question from what we've seen. That's all sorts of something goofy there. That computer, pretty sad. That there, the PCM, got 4 connectors on it. And the main cover with the stickers, that fell right off. Boy, that's some pretty severe corrosion. So Mongo's going to take that out and just clean it up, because I really don't like it. A couple tiny little just snap clip things, they pop off with a screwdriver. But these little clips, angle up, slide that out, and then each one, push that in, and those will pop out. And they color coded, they only go one way. Tight, but you can get her out, and boy, that's just a lot of corrosion. Well, the mystery of why the van won't start, solved. How do you know your PCM is bad? When you open it up and it looks like that. Mongo's scared to open it up. This just all sorts of bad, yeah. Yep, that is one bad PCM. So this truck gonna need a PCM, and then Mongo bets you fire right up. Pick up a controller from the junkyard. And before we put her back in, just got a couple little things to do. One, gonna spray this electronic cleaner into the little sockets. Shake them out real good. That way there's no debris and stuff getting in there. Fun, nice clean connectors, let that dry. And squirt a little dielectric grease into the connectors. That way, hopefully keep corrosion away from the pins and whatnot. Oh, fuel gauge back. Security light on. Pretty sure with the new ECM, gonna have to relearn the key. Oh, she's trying to start. Well, she lives, but she is not happy. And neither would you be if you sat idle or not doing nothing for 8 years. So she just needs some time to get nice and hot. You know, you gotta clear the plugs and whatnot, clear the injectors. Let her eat, Ma! Well, she's been sitting here running for quite a while now, and she worked out all of her junk. At least she's real smooth now. That's a happier engine. Holding good temperature, good oil pressure, much better. Well, Mongo talked to good buddy, and he say, Mongo, you can have the van. So this is going to be the Mongo Fix work truck van. So be sure stay tuned to Mongo Fix. We're going to get this work truck van all set up. Thinking air compressors, generators, gotta move these speakers up closer to the seats, get a transmission in it, gonna have to do something about the exhaust. Well, hopefully this video helped you if you ever got a no start, no spark, no fuel condition in your 99 Express cargo van, or you could use the same types of stuff for Suburban, Silverados, you know, Chevy 5.7 liter type stuff. Well, if you like this video, be sure to like this video. If you like this video and other videos from Mongo Fix, be sure to subscribe. Mongo always working on all sorts of stuff. Mongo, thank you.